And shifting focus now to the US, as US midterm elections loom just months away, Hillary Clinton has reignited a decades-old debate over how Americans elect their presidents. The former Secretary of State has once again called for the US Electoral College to be abolished. She argued that every vote should count equally. Speaking to a media platform, Hillary Clinton says that the Electoral College needs to go. She says America shouldn't be hanging on to, quote-unquote, anachronism that was designed for slave-owning states. In her 2016 presidential race, Clinton said, "The system does not reflect the principle of one person, one vote," and described it as an outdated mechanism created during the founding of the US. She first called for scrapping the Electoral College after the 2000 election when Democrat Al Gore won the national popular vote. But he lost the presidency after George Bush secured more electoral votes. Now, let's understand what is the US Electoral College all about. Every US state is assigned a specific number of electors, which is proportional to its total representation in Congress. US President elected by a total of 538 electoral votes, except two states, Maine and Nebraska. In all 48 states and Washington, D.C., whichever candidate wins the majority of the popular vote in that state wins all of its electoral votes. 270 is the magic number. A candidate must secure a majority of 270 electoral votes to win the presidency in the US, and this mechanism allows a candidate to win the national popular vote but still lose the election if they do not hit that 270 electoral votes, that magic number. Now, under the US system, voters cast their ballots for president, but those votes determine which candidate wins a state's electoral votes. In most states, whoever wins the popular vote in that state receives all of its electoral votes, and that means a candidate can win the presidency without even winning the most votes nationwide. And that is why Hillary Clinton has been raising the question. Now, this has happened several times in the US history already. In 2016, Hillary Clinton received nearly 3 million more votes than Donald Trump, yet Trump won the Electoral College and eventually became president. The same happened in the year 2000, when Al Gore won the popular vote but lost the White House to George Bush. Similar outcomes also occurred earlier in history in 1888, 1876, and 1824. Now, the debate comes as America also prepares for its next midterm elections on the 3rd of November, and that's scheduled just later this year, which take place every 2 years after presidential elections. Unlike presidential contests, midterms do not elect a president. Instead, voters elect 435 members of the House of Representatives, along with many governors, state lawmakers, and local officials. The results often determine how much legislative support a president has for the rest of the term. Supporters of the Electoral College say that it protects the voices of smaller states and preserves America's federal system. Critics argue that it gives unequal weight to voters and can override the national popular will. Now, the Electoral College remains focused to US presidential elections, even as calls for reform continue to grow.